my dad or mom tries to do that where they like be like, oh, why don't you get a better haircut?
It's because of the baggage, bro. Because we couldn't fight back when we're kids.
I turned into a kid and I start talking back, and then it's the same old. Like, damn, it took me a long time to just be like, why don't you get a better haircut?
Yeah.
You know, like,
On another episode of I Am the Beep Hole.
am I the Anthony?
Excuse me, don't
Susan B. Anthony.
Okay.
Susan B. Anthony. Susan Boyle Anthony.
Am I the Susan Boyle Anthony for flipping out on my mom for talking to my son about becoming a big brother? Here's the context.
Huh?
I am a 38-year-old male, and my wife is a 38-year-old female.
Ooh, high school sweethearts.
We have one child together, a 6-year-old son. Mm-hmm. When we got married, we agreed we both only wanted one child. A few years ago, my wife got her tubes tied.
Oh.
I also got a vasectomy last year.
Why double it?
Doubled it?
Double trouble.
Why?
Just to make sure. You know, if one commits, the other one commits in holy matrimony, maybe? I don't know.
100% chance.
Just to cover
Also,
all
like,
bases.
why did she have to do that? Like, hers is irreversible. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Why we gotta make it about one person more?
Well, just because it's silly. Like, why are you gonna double down on something?
It is silly.
They just want to double down. We're gonna respect their
They
wishes.
might be some cream
supposedly.
pie aficionados.
Maybe she was like, I'm f***ing done with this.
Yeah,
no
maybe.
more.
Okay. We didn't announce this to the family, but it also wasn't a secret. We've had a few people ask if we're having another, and that's usually when it comes up. I am one of 6 siblings. Our mother is one of 8 kids. Most of my siblings have had at least 3 children, if not more. Only my brother is also one and done.
Braza.
Browser.
Our mother struggles to accept this and has said several times that we'll change our minds. Even knowing that my wife and I physically cannot have more children, she'll always bring up an adoption or say that my procedure.
But that's just how moms are. They're fucking annoying.
My brother and I always shut it down, have told her we're not changing our minds, etc. Recently, she was babysitting my son while my wife and I went out. We picked him up after, and on the car ride, out of nowhere, my son started crying and asking if we were having another baby. We said no. He said that his grandmother kept asking him if he wanted a baby sister and saying that we should have another baby. He could be a big helper, etc. We got home rather quickly, consoled him, and promised him we weren't having another baby and that his grandmother never should have told him this. I called my mom and got on her about this, telling her she stooped low by getting our son involved.
That's pretty low.
She said that we're overreacting and him crying over potentially getting another sibling is ridiculous and we're raising a spoiled child. I argued, no, he's a sensitive kid who doesn't do great with change, and she scared him. I told her that until I can trust that she won't say these things to him, her babysitting privileges have been revoked and she'll only be around him if my wife and I are there. My brother backs me up on this. Apparently our mother tried the same thing with his son and it led to a similar argument on their end. Our sisters think we're overreacting and that this is a natural question, and my mom is right that it shouldn't have upset my son so much. Am I the Susan B. Anthony?
Hey man, that's one of the leading causes for divorce is meddlesome in-laws. So I think it's valid.
Because you know, like old people, dude, they just want to give their opinion all the time, and they've lived so many, they've had so many kids already. So in their mind, it's like this is how you feel now.
It just sounds like old people trolling. You know how like they're teasing you, and then you're sick of their shit because they did that to you when you're a kid, and then now she's got so many people to be entertained by it because she's fucking with you and the kid too. And it's kind of like low-key bullying, right? But it's fun. I just think it's one of those situations where they're like being annoying and they're being fun. And they're just like, come on, I was just fucking around. You know?
She doesn't sound like she's fucking around.
But she sounds like she's serious, like she's trying to plant a seed.
She's being pushy? I just accept the fact that moms are relentless when they want something. And you tell them to shut up, they're not going to listen. They're going to keep going.
Mother-in-law's that stereotype.
But it's his own mom, though, not mother-in-law, is it?
It's his own mom.
It's his own mom. That's why I think.
But isn't his wife also pissed about this, or just him?
She probably both is.
Yeah, they both are.
Well, because it seems like it's so not the pattern of the whole family. They're the only ones with one child.
Yeah.
All their other kids have multiple.
Except the brother. So
they're the 2 odd ones out.
But it's also their right to make that decision.
Yeah.
that's what the mom's saying. Like, yeah, you're just making the wrong decision. You'll change your mind.
Yeah, exactly.
And she has a
You'll
right to
come
her
around.
opinion, but you can't meddle in somebody else's decision.
Well, so you
That's
made the
annoying,
decision.
yeah.
Let me just see if your kid wants to be a bigger
that's-
brother. Though.
That's messed
That's
up.
so
Yeah,
messed up.
that is
You're
screwed
planting
up.
a seed in a child's mind that has like, it's gonna play a much bigger role into the argument.
And you can't logically explain it to that kid to calm him down.
Exactly.
So what are you gonna do?
I think you gotta. Well, the mom has to respect her boundaries, right? But she gonna do it again.
Yeah.
That's gonna happen again.
I don't know, like, how it was said, right? If it was like she's just playing around and she's just one of those like jokey moms, that's kind of annoying. That
You don't
would
think
be-
even if she's joking, there's truth to the joke?
she knows that we're both tied, so it's like she's just being stupid at that point.
But can't vasectomies be reversed?
Probably,
Tube
but,
tying.
But tube tying can't, as far as I'm concerned.
but I think I would have handled it comedically because my mom, no matter how much I tell her something, she always forgets because she wants what she wants. Whether it be like, when are you gonna have kids? And she always tries to sneak it in, like, I read this journal and it says that for her health, it has to be done. And I'm like, I already fucking told you, like, like shut up, like that ain't a part of it. But I've already accepted, like, I could get my panties in a bunch and scream at her and get mad, or I could just be like, come on, like we already talked about this, and then like joke about it and then move on.
Same result. Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah, move on and then talk about other stuff. She doesn't know how to say that I desperately want more grandchildren, and it's a selfish thing, but she tries to make it about for you, and she just can't shut up about it.
It took me many, many years to learn how to have that reflex with my parents, though.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'm so easygoing with 99.9% of shit, but if my dad or mom tries to do that shit where they, like, be like, oh, why don't you get a better haircut? Then I'm just like, why? Why do it? Like, I get like a fucking kid again.
It's because of the baggage, bro, because we couldn't fight back when we're kids.
I turn into a fucking kid and I start talking
Yeah.
back, and then it's the same old shit. I'm like, damn, it took me a long time to just be like, why don't you get a better haircut?
Yeah.
You know, like, and now it's like, it
we
works.
can laugh about
Parents
it.
push our buttons
Yes.
because they invented the button.
Bro, I couldn't, yeah.
They're the only ones that have the access.
They got the hotkey, dude. They figured it out.
They're literally
that's
on
what
the
it
fucking
is.
nuclear warhead, 2 keys at the same
Yeah.
time, 3, 2, 1 shit.
I don't know.
But then I've seen. Have you heard of the devouring mother concept? Like where.
I feel like you said it here. Once.
Like, yeah, I think it was Jordan Peterson that I heard it from, but it's like it's like the umbilical cord thingy. She doesn't want to let go. She wants to be the woman in your life, taking over everything, right? If it was that situation, you got to create clear boundaries because she doesn't respect the boundaries.
Yeah, that's scary. When you see I've never had that, but when I see other people with that, I don't know the answer. There's no hope for them.
But I kind of feel like it's not, because in those situations, usually the wife is fed up because the husband's a mama's boy that can't stand up to the mom. In this situation, he's making a clear boundary with his mom. So it doesn't seem like the devouring mother situation.
Yeah, they did try to say that they wouldn't allow the mom to be alone with the kid, which
Which
is
is
a
like-
but that's kind of like a hard gut punch to the mom, right?
Well, I mean, they must have felt the gut punch in return to like have like something that they've been nagged about for a while suddenly go around behind their back to the kid.
And then affect the child.
That's
Yeah.
true, yeah.
And it's like they got to figure out ways to like, have this very complex conversation.
It's like when you're
console
trying to
them.
punish your kid, but then your parents are like giving him candy and shit.
Yeah. It just undermines like everything.
Yeah.
There's nothing you could do about it, and that was your
Undermining
family.
is that's
That's
funny.
tough. And then also revoking, solo privileges doesn't mean you can't see the kid. There's just like, hey, me or the wife got to be there. So it's just a step back in order to check yourself. It's not like a one and done. You'll never be able to see your grandkid ever again. You're exiled from the family, excommunicado.
It's just a checkpoint to make sure this doesn't happen again.
It's still reasonable to be like, look, no more alone time for now.
Damn.
We got to trust you again.
Because I bet it's hard for some parents too to shut off that part in their brain where they're like, I know what's good for my kid.
Yeah.
Like I know what's good for them, and I live all this life experience, so they just need to listen to me.
Right.
So I'm just gonna keep saying what I need to say.
And that's part of a broader complex thing that's happening in like this generation, right? Because like a lot of like that generation's mentality is they hold on to idealisms of that time, but they're not like the whole concept
Yeah.
of even people wanting only one kid or no kid at all is a very modern thing for us, right?
Yeah.
So like that's of course it's complex for that generation to understand when they were shitting out fucking 6 or 7 children.
Also, that generation made so many fucking mistakes, and they think that it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Because it worked out. Because
It worked out,
everybody's
yeah.
still alive.
It's in retrospect.
You know?
Yeah.
But then like now we're talking about like all these exterior things like the cost of a child nowadays is way too much. The cost of a house is ballooned 5x the salary, and that hasn't gone, you know, and so it's like fucking impossible to have the same 12 children that like
Yeah,
my
you can't
parents
do that
had.
no more.
Or like they were a part of.
Especially if they can't
part
get
of, like,
jobs
12
until
kids.
they're 18 and shit too.
Yeah, so like everything is way different, but it's very complex for somebody who's like living in their generation and saw their own success. To see your child be successful if you had multiple kids, and then you're like, why don't you have more children? Look at you guys. Like that's a crazy argument because you don't win that one either.
It's rough too because it's there's a religious backing to it. If you've come from a heavily Christian household, they always put that thing about God said that we are here to multiply, and if you don't do it, you're like going against the nature of what God intended for you as a human. So it gets to that level of guilt.
at what point do you think parents should just shut the fuck up?
When they die,
Oh my.
No, I mean like,
imagine.
No.
there's gotta be a point when
Not even then.
they pass on the baton.
No, dude, that's where in the living trust or in the trust, it's still like you inherit this money when you have your 3rd kid. It's stuff like that. They still got the controlling hand
that's
from the
it.
grave.
Dude, my mom now just listens to us. She doesn't say anything. She just goes, like, she doesn't even ask us twice or nothing. She just,
Because you got her own things to do too, though.
Yeah.
no, but back in the day, she kept telling us, don't tattoo yourself, don't do your gauges, don't smoke, don't.
Oh, so she gave up, is what you're
So
saying?
that's common. She knew you were gonna do it.
She listens now. She's like, okay. And then when we come back to it, she goes, I told you.
I get gauges too.
No, my mom, she's just super chill. Like, she knows if I'm serious, I'm like, stop using my credit card. Then my mom will be like, okay.
Oh, she listens because you pay for stuff.
No, no. She pays. She pays for everything. She uses my credit card under my name. So I told mom, hey, stop using credit card if you're not gonna pay for it. Stuff like that.
That's tight that you can say that to her though.
Yeah, we became more friends. Older we got.
See, there's that age, right, where they kind of they can't hold back from trying to give you advice, but then they also like relax
Yeah.
from controlling the shit out of you.
Yeah.
You and Sasha's moms though are mad young seeming.
Yeah, they're more understanding of the world. And,
They're like homies. They look like mad. His wife's mom looks the same age as her.
Oh shit.
Yeah, they look like sisters.
What a compliment.
but very strict.
Very strict.
Very strict. And,
Because she's Russian.
yeah, very strict.